Hey, what's up everybody? I'm currently being unloaded right now, so I figured I'd take a moment to just discuss some of the reasons behind why I've been doing a lot of the organization that I've been doing within the truck and all the modifications, and just kind of explain to you some of the things I've done since the last video and why. So, the main thing for me is I'm in this truck all day, every day. I need my belongings to be easily accessible, readily available, and to know exactly where everything is. So that's why I'm all about having things very organized and neatly throughout the truck. So even though I have a lot in the truck, I don't have to go digging and moving stuff around and misplacing things like that, because I know where it is, and when I'm done with it, I know where it goes. Also, as you may see, I installed a pull-up bar. So I'm going to walk you all through how I installed this without doing any damage to the truck or drilling any sort of holes. And it does hold my weight. I usually fluctuate anywhere between like 190 to 210. If I'm, for example, when I was doing Muay Thai, if I needed to drop weight in order to be able to compete, I needed to be at 175. But that's when I'm like cutting weight. So normally I'm like 190. I've dropped down to like 185, and that's when I'm like really lean. But anyways, I digress. So let me show you some of the things that I did. All right, so we have the TV mount here. Now, where the curtain actually snaps on, these are screws that can be taken out. So I utilized the existing screws to put the TV mount here. This is how it's hooked up to the back of the TV. I actually have it as far up on the mount as it possibly can go in order to keep the height above the bed. So this way, when I'm actually sitting in the bed, if I'm watching the TV, there's nothing in the view of the TV in the way. So if I want to game or watch the news or whatever I'm doing with the TV, I can do that without anything obstructing view. But that's how the mount is actually on here. So behind the curtain, I actually have an antenna that is currently, well, it fell, but this is an amplifier for the antenna for me to get local channels. So I have an antenna hooked up to the TV for that. I mean, I really don't watch a lot of local channels for the most part. I really primarily, if I'm watching anything local, it's just the news. But that was primarily when I was in Philly. So now, if I'm watching the Philadelphia news, I'm primarily doing it online. This is just so if I'm not connected to the internet or anything like that, I can actually see something on TV and have some sort of entertainment while I'm waiting at a shipper. And there is the antenna sitting on top of the TV. Behind the TV, I actually have a sound bar, and I keep that behind the TV when the TV's mounted up, so that way I have better sound quality when I'm watching the TV, or if I just want to play some music, I have better sound quality for the music. So they just finished unloading me. I'm gonna have to finish this video at a later time, and I'll stitch it all together for you. Hey, what's up everyone? I'm back. So to conclude what I was referring to about the way I organized the truck. So walking through Walmart the other day, it dawned on me that since I have all this additional space in the cabinet, how am I going to use it, and how am I going to keep things organized so when I open a cabinet, you're not falling all over the floor and stuff like that, but also keep it organized and easily to pull out of the cabinet, get to specifically what I need to. And dawned on me, cereal containers. It just randomly hit me. So I'm actually using cereal containers to hold my socks and my beaters, belts, instead of having them just randomly thrown in here all over the place. And this is conserving a lot of the space. So I still have, the shirts and shorts and pants and all that in these baskets. But at the same time, there was that extra space that was here in the front. So I don't have to stack the clothes up and then they start falling out. So the smaller items could go into these containers. Then I have my hoodies, which are rolled up here on the side, and the empty space that's on the side. Now, these is not that big of a deal, because they're just hoodies that rolled up. Pull them out when I'm going through stuff, and then just stuff them back in that little corner. It's not that big of a deal. I may end up pulling them out and put something else over there in that corner, but it's getting to a point to where everything is nice and organized, nice and neat, and as compact as possible. And that's the thing. This is a small space, and if you're in it all the time, and because here's the thing, I'm not like everybody else, so I'm not taking, home time every couple of weeks or every 2 months, taking a week of home time or a weekend here, a weekend there. No, I'm running around the clock. So if I'm in this truck, I need to have a lot of things, like a lot of clothes for, summertime, wintertime, or if I just so happen to go north and there's a snowstorm, that sort of stuff happens. I started coming up north and it got cold. I had to put on the long sleeve shirt, as you can see. So I need to make sure that I'm as organized and as compact as possible. So even when it comes to the stuff in the cabinet, I no longer have things just stacked in the cabinet because I don't want to open the cabinet and stuff starts falling out. So I started utilizing these little storage devices here to actually stack stuff in here, and then I can pull this out and go through it, put everything back in, boom, stuff it in the cabinet, done. Now there's some stuff on the side that I have stacked here, but these are things that aren't going to tumble out as I open the cabinet. Now, the pull-up bar. Before I discuss the pull-up bar, I just wanted to talk about how I have my bags hung up here. So what I did was I took these hooks, I put them on the ratchet strap. I have a ring on the hook, and then this way, this one is always attached to my bag, and I can just take the bag on and off, and I did this for both sides here. What I ultimately want to do is get something that I can put up here that's retractable, that can handle pounds, a lot of pounds, so that way I can pull it down and then hook my bag up while it's lower, and then let it retract itself and bring the bag back up. I'm looking into something like that. If you have any ideas or you know something I can use, by all means, please drop it in the comments. So the design I went with the pull-up bar is, since the cabinet has this little indent here, I had a board cut to the size of this indent, and then these hooks here are drilled into the board and the board only, and that's what holds this bar in place. And this does hold my weight easily. I've already been utilizing it to do pull-ups throughout my days. Whenever I stop, bust out 10, 15, and just keep on doing it, and that's going to help me rebuild the strength in my upper body as well as my lower body, because as I do my pull-ups, I do knees to chest. And this is not actually going to damage anything, because all I have to do is just boom, and it's out. So all it does is just sit there, and that's it. Same thing on the other side. It holds itself in place. Yeah, as you can see, I threw an outlet up here because, like I said, I plan on building a shelf over here to keep my things organized, and I'll end up taking those baskets and utilizing those in the cabinet. So since I'm going to end up probably having the switch on the shelf, I need an outlet up here. So that's actually up here with some really strong double-sided adhesive. Then of course, I got the one that used to be on the floor between the fridge, but it made more sense to just have it on the side of the fridge, and then that way it's easily accessible. And then over here, I still have the one that's on the floor. Yes, that is the subwoofer for the surround sound of the TV. I got a sound bar behind the TV, so that way I can get better sound quality whenever I'm watching movies and stuff like that, because the speakers on the TV stuff, it just is what it is. Anyways, trying to be as organized as possible, and as I continue to do this and figure out more things that I need, the more I tend to rearrange and move stuff around and just get everything as compact as possible, so I can have as much in here as I need without having to worry about, oh man, I don't have this, man, I don't have that, and I don't know where I'm going to put it. Nah, if I need something, it's going to be in this truck, and it's going to have somewhere to go. So if you got any questions as to something you need to put in the truck and you're not certain how you can get it in there, by all means drop it in the comments. I'll think about it and see if there's anything I can think of that may help you. If you have any ideas that you think may help me, also drop those in the comments and I'll look over them and I'll see if they can apply to my own current setup. Anyways, I hope everybody's safe. I'll catch up with y'all later. Peace. One more thing I'd like to point out is how I organize my remotes. I'm notorious for losing the remotes under the blankets, on the floor, between the stuff. Sometimes I set them places and forget where I set them. So to make it easier, I put adhesives on it and they grip to one another. These are the ones that have the teeth, not the Velcro. Velcro tends to wear. The ones with the teeth, they grip better and you could take them on and off and they don't wear and tear as much. But I really don't take the remotes down for the most part. I tend to leave them up. I can actually control the TV and the surround sound from on the wall. So press a button, boom, TV's on. So that's a nice way of not having to pick the remote up and lose the remote and all of that. Then this little gadget is pretty nice. This is actually the remote to the LED light that I installed up at the top. So I installed it around the dome in the same shape as the light that's already in the truck. But this is nice because I can dim this and that way I can have some light to be able to fully see in the truck, but it's also not too bright. Depending upon if I want to change the mood or anything like that. Of course, you know, I have this ability as well, so that's nice. You know, they do say that colors affect the mood, and so far it's proven to be true. This is one of the reasons why restaurants use certain colors, like yellow and red is used to rush you out. That's why you see it at fast food like Wendy's, McDonald's, and browns and colors like that are used to calm you down, make you want to chill and relax, and then that way you eat longer. This is why those larger restaurants tend to use browns and dim light. So anyway, I'm gonna stitch the rest of this video together and I'll go ahead and get this uploaded for everybody.